Hello, my lovelies. I am back with a video for you today, and it's been a while since I've done a mental health video, so I thought I'd tackle that today with the topic of mental health and politics. You know, it's a really tough situation. First off, I'm not a professional. If you need professional help, there are places you can go and find help. Like the Google machine. Yeah. Or if you, personally need one that fine-tunes your needs, just contact me. I'm willing to talk to you about it. But in no way am I a professional. I only speak of my experiences and what I do in my life. Alright, now that we got that covered, politics. Some people, it can earth rattle them, that the thought of it, especially this election, of politics can send one into a tizzy. Or just one of those things oh my god, the world is ending kind of things. You just don't mesh well with learning of current events and politics and the state of our government. And if you're like that and you want to stay away from it, that is perfectly fine. It is perfectly normal. I only have DirecTV, but the only suggestion I have from staying away from it on the television is DirecTV has a feature where you can make your own special lists, and you select what channels appear on your list. And when you do that, take out any political channel, news channel that's 24/7, and just leave it off your list so you're less likely to scroll through it when you're just going through channels. Then, the only way you'll really hear about it is local news, the internet, and there will be commercials on major stations. If you want to block it all out from the internet, I'm sure there are extensions or blocking tools that will enable you to block anything to do with the election or politics, no matter what. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't checked that out. If you are one that politics means something to you and you do your research and you're just trying to make it and trying to decide who you want, there's a website called ISIDEWITH, and you take a quiz, and let me see if that's the exact site. I stand. Yes, ISIDEWITH.com. And you can take the quiz, and it'll show you what candidate your values line up with. And you might find that a helpful tool and research the candidates that have coming up for you. If sometimes panic attacks ensue after watching something disturbing, you just gotta not turn on the TV or go on the internet. It's just basic as it gets. Now, I wanted to see where the candidates stood on mental illness and mental health care. So for 3 days, I scoured the interwebs and I looked for stances or times they have said their thoughts on mental health and what we should do as a country. When I looked up for Trump to find his stance, I couldn't find anything exact. But all I kept finding, whenever he talked about gun control, is when he brought up mental illness. And he did not say some very nice things, as usual with him. And saying that's where we need to be concerned when it comes to gun control, and like, it's just not cool. Like, if that's your only stance on mental health, you're just not the candidate for me. Like, my candidate needs to be more educated on mental health issues, and they're not. Now, Hillary, she is in favor of it and starting to get some things covered. Hold on. Sorry about this. You know how I roll. I don't edit my video. Now my mouse won't work. It's like a minute. Aha. Here it is. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Alright. This was back on January 6th in Henderson, Nevada. Hillary Clinton said, there's mental health and substance abuse, both of which are incredibly expensive, heart-wrenching in many ways, unaddressed in communities across our country. We're supposed to have parshi. That means if you have a mental health problem, you're supposed to be taken care of, just like if you had some physical problem. There shouldn't be any distinction, because the more we learn about genetics, the more we learn about the way the body works, we know there are connections, don't we? And we have argued very hard to remove the stigma of mental health. Now that was Hillary Clinton. And that is who I am personally going to vote for. I pledge my vote to her. I pledge my vote because I don't want any more hate, like the hatred that Donald Trump spews. And that's my personal choice, and I'm allowed to have it. You are allowed to have your personal views and be able to vote for who you want to vote for. I wasn't originally a Bernie girl. I'm not gonna lie. And it was weird when I voted, because Mom's like, you're voting for the wrong candidate. And I said, no, I'm voting with my heart. And if my heart doesn't make it to the DNC, then I will vote for whoever the party picks so that we can be unified. Now, on this website, I'll link it. This is what Donald Trump had to say on January 3rd, CBS's Face the Nation. We have tremendous mental health problem. We're closing places all over the world. All over the country, they're closing. Nobody's doing anything about that. All they want to do is blame guns. And if it's not the gun, and it's not the gun that pulls the trigger. See, he's right, the gun does not pull the trigger. I am well aware of that. But not every gun case is a mental health case. So, I don't know. This video is probably long and winded, and I probably didn't even make my point. I just want y'all to know that where candidates stand when it comes to mental illness, how they feel and how they would vote, and if they would bring any new laws or help with Medicare or anything. if I come up with any more, I will tell you. I know it was long and rambled, but hopefully I gave you some tips. If you're a person that wants to avoid election altogether, or if you're a political person like me, you just need to educate yourself and vote. Encourage others to vote, even if they're not voting for who you want them to vote for. And with that, I hope you are all doing well mentally. I am doing okay. I'm not at the best place right now, but I'll survive. And I hope crusaders for mental health care take things seriously and help candidates realize what needs to be done. And with that, I thank you for watching, and I hope I helped, and I'm sorry if it's rambled, but it helped me get some things out too. Good night.